Kshitij 2013. The HR Association of XIMB was established in 1987, the year of inception of XIMB itself. Zimar is committed to bring the cutting-edge problems faced by the industry to the next generation of executives passing out of this institute. We have chosen for ourselves emerging technologies and the impact on employee relations as a theme of today's discourse.
Now when you talk about technological change, one question that comes to my mind is, was the technology ever static? My answer is no. The change of technology may be slow in certain periods and faster in certain other periods. If you look at the pace of change, it was slightly slower during 70s and 80s because we were in a closed economy. But after 90 to 93, when the economy was opened up, the change was much faster. So this impact is a continuous process. Please understand that even today, the companies are not able to grapple with this problem. If it was in the past, the problem between the permanent regular employees of the company versus management, today the problem is between the contract workers and the management of the principal employer. If the contract workers go on strike, the company collapses. That is the state of affairs now. The fourth one is intra-departmental and interdepartmental relations among employees. A kind of unhealthy competition can set in between departments or within the same department.
We all know technology is a given. Can we walk away from it? Can you walk away from your mobile? Can you walk away from your digital television? Can you walk away from anything that's the social media that's happening around? No. What has happened is the pace of change, as Dr. Rao has said, has increased phenomenally in the last 10 years. Technology always was evolving, no questions about it. It's just the pace has increased tremendously in the last 10 years. There was a time that if you had to hire any senior professional, you had no other option but to go to a recruitment consulting firm. Today, the first thing that any organization does is puts the talent acquisition team within their organization, and they are given connectivity to your LinkedIn's and your social networking sites and all of them. The first thing an organization does, it first tries and sources candidates itself. So HR professionals are definitely going to be impacted by the change. No questions asked. And the savvier we are with our technology, I think the better we are. There are many trends that are happening in the social networks for the employee health and safety. But I think what I would be more concerned about would be that part which is with the employee relations.
Why do companies enhance, upgrade technologies? Is it because of my intellectual stimulation? And by the way, before I move on to the technology topic, the classical definition of technology is more in the sense of deploying machinery and assets in a manufacturing setup. Okay, so the way we in urban centers use technology, we talk about electronic gadgets and modes, that's fine, that has its own implications in urban lifestyle per se. Yeah, but I think I would focus a little more on the deployment of machinery where man works, right? Can technology work in isolation? This is my question to technology itself, saying that, I get a fantastic machine, I get GE medical equipment which can scan and everything. Can it work on its own? It needs somebody to operate it. Not only that, it also does something to some others who are doing work in a certain way. If the doctors were working in a certain way with certain types of diagnostic equipment, today they are able to use more sophisticated. So has the doctor's job got replaced? Probably not. It has only got enriched because he is able to get faster reports, right? If economic progress means that we become anonymous cogs in some great machine, then progress is an empty promise. So we have to co-create, we have to collaborate, find our way through and make our way of working, which is what I think a lot of managements, with a lot of far-sighted management, foresighted management have really brought in that value. They have made organizations succeed. Long way to go, there is tension, there is a lot of things, but we have learned a lot because like I said, the struggle, people in the 80s and 90s have gone through that struggle of change.
With the winds of liberalization and globalization swinging the industrial firmament of India in early 90s and the coming in of so many multinationals gradually, probably the Indian industry didn't have any choice but to adopt the recent, updated and the latest technology. Meetings these days you do not have to be physically present at the workplace. You can be a part of the meeting through your mobile phone or through your telepresence. You need to have information on the go and the concepts of say all the project information being stored at a particular place and through virtual permission that you would give to an external agency also, they can make the changes and send it back to you. It's like e-workstations where you generate the note, it moves for approval, for corrections, for interfunctional concurrence, and then it finally comes back to you. But then whensoever you aspire for better results, then you need to also take care of the flip side as well.
The entire gamut of affairs have undergone drastic changes, and I, in my 22 years of experience in the HR domain, have experienced it quite closely. At times have been instrumental in doing it, at times have been impacted by the sheer measure and size of it. Again, my boss tells me, why do you want to call people and interview them? Why do you want to travel to XIMB and interview the people there? Skype, telepresence, video conferencing, why can't you do through that?
Given that experience, so I see this, I don't see, I would not like to see that. There are areas of conflict and the technologies are emerging, technologies are coming in, and the employee relations issues are emerging. There are areas of conflict. But at the end of it, I would like to see how much we can synergize to bring them together so that we can channelize our efforts to meet the organizational objectives. So the youngsters want to be abreast with what is happening in the world. They don't want to be left out. Money they will earn later on, but they don't want to be left out at this point of time from what is happening in the world.
The impact is more or less similar. Only thing is that there wasn't so much of overwhelming in maybe economies like US or the West. Whereas in India, we had a lot of overmanning in our different kinds of industries.
I think at an individual level, whether in India or any other country, the emotional reaction would be the same. If it is really, if there is threat to my job security, I think a German would react in the same way that an Indian would react. Okay, but when it comes to the process of consultation, the process of collective bargaining and some of those, I think in India we are far more democratic, and when I talk about what I mean by that is, when you try to make a process participative, it has its own pain and time that it takes.
So it is a both way. Knowledge worker concept is a both way. While it is a necessity of the organizations, but at the same time, the individual also needs to keep in touch with what is happening around and keep himself abreast. And that is what is going to transform this country. That is what is transformed this country actually. It is because we have now started producing the knowledge workers.
One is this concept of knowledge workers is a relative concept. A knowledge worker in an IT industry versus a knowledge worker in a manufacturing industry versus a knowledge worker in a service industry, they would all differ.
On a final note, we would once again like to thank our guest speakers, Professor A.M. Rao, all the other members of the faculty, the students present here for making Kshitij a grand success. Thank you all.